Okay, I was doing my put lines on the screen thing for Tears of the Kingdom, but not a lot to see here. The camera's pretty locked on Link, and I guess that makes sense. This is a game where you can kind of go in any direction you want. But as I was running around here, I noticed something. The camera doesn't turn to be behind Link's back. It actually stays pointed in one direction. It won't rotate unless you press the right stick, which I guess makes sense. This is a game where you're constantly aiming and you need to use the right stick for the bow and arrow. Okay, so let's take a look at the camera when you're aiming. Whoa, that's not what I was expecting. I kind of thought it would be like other third-person games where you get this close over-the-shoulder kind of view. But look at this, instead the camera's kind of zoomed out and directly behind Link. Why is that? So aiming in third-person games is actually really tricky because that reticle you're seeing is on the screen, right? But that represents actually a line going through that point in the screen into the scene in 3D space. But the player character is off to the side, so when they shoot their arrow, where along that line should they aim for? And you can see this little white circle here represents that intersection point. And if you slide it along that line, you can have a larger difference between where you're looking and where the arrow goes, or a smaller difference. And this discrepancy, I think, is what Nintendo is trying to avoid. And so they chose clarity over cinematic impact and put the camera right aligned with the direction the arrow will fly. Of course, this is a pretty complex topic, and I've just barely grazed the surface here, but this was maybe the most interesting thing that jumped out to me looking at the camera for Tears of the Kingdom. What game should I do next? Let me know.